Hey fellow target individuals, it is Friday night and I'm in my backyard after work, just having a glass of wine, and it's going to be another weekend of torture by my main stalker, Lynn. He's still got the black car guy there who is just staying with him, I guess, until they either kill me or get me out of here or whatever. I just wanted to make this video because I need to talk to somebody. They're not really hurting me with the ELF or EHF that bad. They've kind of got the EHF going a little bit, which is really, really wild because I have so many plates. It took them a couple of days to get that up again. But I felt so tired today, so they're going really hard on the remote neural monitoring when I sleep. I have dreams all night that are just fucking demonic and weird and perverted, and I'll wake up and just disgusted. And then I think it was 2 mornings ago. I went out at what time did I leave? I left my place at 7:49 or something like that, some weird time. And Mr. Lynn, my main organizer, was driving out in his truck with one light on, his army jacket. And I just looked at him. I just stared at him as he drove out of his driveway, and as he drove by, and he kind of hunched over and didn't look at me, as he drove by in his army jacket. I thought he'd look at me because I really wanted to stare him down. I really wanted, tell him something like stop murdering me or something like that. But so it's the weekend, and this is when it's the worst for me because a lot of people get their beers and stuff, especially at the Hispanic house, and Lynn, I don't think he drinks because murder is his drug. And, they get ready for the weekend, and they just start murdering and torturing. And they tortured me last night, in my sleep, and then at work today. And work kind of sucked because, it's cool, and me and my friend at work are still friends and everything. But we were talking, and he said something very, very, I guess it hurt. It hurt, but I understand where he's coming from. But he said, I'm positive you're delusional. He's like, I'm positive you're delusional. And I'm like, oh, well, I have, 35,000 views on YouTube, all people who experience the same thing: directed energy weapons, heat, burning of their backs, their muscles, their organs, torture during the night and everything like that. And he's like, yeah, schizophrenia can all be the same in people. So, and he's saying that I'm saying anything to justify, that this is real. But I see him saying anything to justify that it's not happening. And I guess that's going to be, some people, it's going to happen that way. They don't want to believe it's real, or they just don't believe it's real because it really is fantastical. It really is fantastical. I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop fighting this. It's such torture. It's such evil, unholiness. I just always want to say Satanism, because it's really ritual abuse, ritual murder in a home. And last night I had a really hard time, and I had to do it. Myron Mayes, his videos out, his YouTube videos that he made are out. I think they were put out on February 1st. I subscribed to the channel that put him out, and I started immediately crying when I watched him because he is an intelligent person. He is an intelligent, and he seems like he does care. I don't agree with what he did. I think he thought that it was going to have such an effect and just open all this up and we'd be able to tell our stories. I think he had something very different in his mind. He's not a crazy person, but he was desperate. He was tortured to desperation, and he wasn't thinking clearly, and he didn't know that the mass media pretty much just covered it up, and so I watched that, and that was really depressing last night. I would just recommend that everybody watch it. He explains it in a very intelligent way. I don't know why he did what he did. I saw some of the video of him like in the library, and he's very robotic when he does it. I'm not saying he was being mind controlled when he did it, but it looked like he wasn't going for kill shots. He was trying to wound people. Still wrong, still awful. But I think that was his plan. His plan was to go in to try and wound people, and then get some attention for this stuff. A desperate plan that I really disagree with. But nevertheless, he's saying use this, and I'll use his situation as much as I can, because people were hurt in it, he was killed in it, a lot of life was lost. My thing is this. Because he was being remote neural monitored, he was being surveilled, he was being V2K'd, and it's like my attacker, he's like, I have to do this, this guy's crazy, he'll say that on V2K, he'll act like I'm dangerous and stuff like that, which I'm sure was kind of the program that Myron was going through, and, Myron had time to get that gun, and to go to the library, and to do that, and these people were remote neural monitoring him and surveilling him. They knew he had a gun. They could basically see his visual cortex that he was planning on doing this, and they did nothing. They didn't send a cop there. And today, I was delivering, and they're able to get a cop T-boning a street right across from me in seconds. To get a cop there. So what my question is this guy saying, my organizer, the stalker, the main stalker, he's like, we have to do this. This guy's crazy, and he's trying to stop something or something like that. But probably Myron Mayes' attackers were pretty much the same kind of like, oh, this guy's crazy and we got to stop him, we got to do this to him. Where the fuck were they when he was shooting those people in the fucking library? Why couldn't they have sent a cop before he got to that library to say, oh, this guy looks suspicious? The cop stops him, finds a gun, and stops him. Where were they? Why did they, when he went and did something dangerous, why did they immediately go hands off? And they probably watched that shooting through his eyes, and they probably watched his thoughts while he was doing it, and he was gunned down by policemen. The first story was that he turned a weird way and the policeman had to shoot him. The second story was that he shot at a policeman, so it was like very confused. They were telling two stories about that. But these stalkers, they watched through his eyes with remote neural monitoring as he got shot to death, like a ride. And they did nothing about it. They didn't call people out there to stop him. They didn't do anything about it. So apparently these guys, they're trying to stop danger, right? Dangerous people. But when these guys actually go and do the shootings, where the fuck are they? Where the fuck are they? If this is such a great thing to protect people, where are they? Where are they when that happens? That's what I'm so angry about that. They just claim that they're, this is justice and this is keeping the peace and all this. But it seems like they're only there to harass innocent citizens, and then when something really bad does happen, they're hands off and they're out of it. And I'm sorry about all the cussing. It really threw me for a loop last night seeing that, seeing Myron talk, because he seems like an intelligent, caring, faithful guy, and then he did something really crazy because he was desperate. And nobody believed him, and I will. I'm going to take a page from these people's book. They do these things to us, then they try and use it to help themselves. So I'm going to take a page from that book, and pretty much, what Myron did, I'm going to try and use it as much as I can to help our cause. That's what he wants us to do. I don't agree with him. I don't respect him for what he did, but it raises a lot of questions in my mind as to where these fucking people are when bad stuff does happen. Because they're saying the whole time on V2K, we're trying to stop these people and they're dangerous, while they're murdering, the innocent Americans. So it's real serious for me, and my guy, he has me being caravaned by, Department of Public Safety, police, and it's really crazy. And I made a video when I stop talking to him, when I stay silent and I just mind my own business and I'm still getting tortured and hurt, the police caravanning stops. So this guy's surveilling me and he's getting that information out. It kind of, I guess I should make videos instead of talking directly to them. But, they're going to get you either way. I mean, they'll just say that you're saying something. Or if you're thinking something, they'll act like you just said that instead of thinking it. Because they do use the remote neural monitoring. They pick up images in your visual cortex. And they also lay down some images when you're sleeping or awake. Sick murderers, traitors to this country. I'm just going to keep putting videos out. I want to keep fighting this guy. I don't know if I'm going to move out of this house because he'll just remotely hit me and set it up in a new area, and then there will be people all around me again, doing the same thing. And I find it very funny, or not funny, but completely shitty. The lady, the person number 3, and I'm going to find out her name. She lives by my main stalker, and she always goes into the house. I hear her voice on B2K. They just got a new vehicle. My main organizer, they just got a new vehicle, within the last month. And then, the guy on the other side in the Hispanic house a couple months ago got a brand new red truck. So just the people immediately around me who are torturing me in my house with directed energy weapons and then lying to the neighbors about what's going on, they all got new vehicles within the last half year. So there is money. They're making money, and that's all they care about, I guess, because they don't care about human beings at all, I guess, or whatever their weird cult beliefs are. I think Myron said it best. He just said, it's unholy. So I might stop saying, Satan worshiping or cult, and just, it's unholy. It's unholy. It's pretty much sadistic, cruel, torture, murder. And at work, I talked to a Mason, because I know my attacker's a Mason, and he's killing me in my home. I talked to an old school Mason, and he was talking about how they really believe in thou shalt not murder. They believe in the 10 Commandments, and they believe that you shouldn't do that stuff, that you should help. He had the same kind of beliefs as I had, and so I definitely military, FBI, CIA, Mason, police, whatever. Whoever you are, there's good and bad. And this guy was a great guy. He was an old school Mason. He'd been a police officer for a long time. We were talking, because he was a client of mine, and just really good beliefs he had. He agreed with me about a lot of things. I didn't tell him about, gang stalking and the such. But this guy, it's like I said, I kind of mentioned something. I was like, some Masons, I hear they're really violent and they do really bad things and murder people. And he's like, well, they really aren't Masons, they're not real Masons. They're not going off of what we really believe, the real beliefs. And so, I really believe that. I think there's good and bad of everything. Police, Masons, FBI, CIA. So our goals have to be getting those good people in the FBI, CIA, getting the people who want this to stop, or who investigate those departments and investigate foul play and corruption, and really, really convincing them and talking intelligently to them, because they know it's out here, and if we can get information out and get pushback on it, and get on the conference calls, talk to each other, get definite evidence, like frequencies being used on us. I don't care anymore. I mean, I'm like the guy said today. He was like, I definitely believe you're delusional. He was like, it's a fact you're delusional. You need to get on your medicine, because it is. It does sound crazy. And I think he saw my remote neural monitoring videos, and that's kind of what pushed him over. Wow, this can't be happening. That's okay. I'm still his friend. I see where he's coming from. If I wouldn't have been affected by this and a victim of it 24 hours a day, I wouldn't believe it either, probably. But now, I mean, it's in my home. It's actually, in my home, in my bed. So it's too late for me to turn the other way. It's too late for that for me. Some other people can, and I have before, in our country, we have persecuted a lot of people, and there's been a lot of injustice received by people who I haven't, been there for, who I haven't stood up for, and kind of now it's like that poem about the people in Nazi Germany, how they came for my neighbors and I didn't say anything. They came for the gypsies, I didn't say anything. And then he goes through all the people, and then he says, and then they came for me. And he said, but when they came for me, there was no one else to speak for me, because everybody else had been taken, And so, I feel like we're in that kind of zone. And, the things that happened in Nazi Germany, the Holocaust, and a lot of those Jews dying, it happened to people just like us, except they have better technology now. And they don't have to look like bad guys. They can hide in their house and make you look crazy and look like a hero, if they want, while they're murdering and torturing and doing the most evil things that I've ever known of, fantasy-wise, in the real world, in any kind of thought, in any kind of human thought, the most evil things anyone could ever imagine. So it's important that we stand up and, I hate it. Like the Myron Mayes situation confuses the crap out of me. He said that he had no faith, yet he prayed to God, and he makes me very angry that he did that, because I wish he would have reached out to us. I wish he would have, we could have filed some suits, or he could have done more videos, or he could have tried to write a book. I think what he did was just atrocious. He was becoming what he hated. But he was also a tender-hearted guy who was desperate and confused. And when people are desperate and confused, they do scary things, just like these gang stalkers. They're desperate, they're confused, and they want to kind of control society. So they're doing a lot of crazy stuff and lying and murdering. And it's all going to, it's going to be bad. Bad stuff's going to come out of it, but we've just got to fight it until we can make it good. And I definitely will use Myron's situation to show people what happened, even though, I don't respect him for what he did. He is a targeted individual. He is my brother. And I cried because I heard the things he was saying, and I kind of, I connected to his intelligence about it, to how he thought about it, and it made me very sad, because I don't want to even be connected to somebody who could do that. But we've all got to realize that, we're humans, and when we're tortured enough, crazy things happen. These guys are all around me. They got that house right there. This guy, the main stalker here. They're probably putting people, in the back of me. I'm trying to deter it. I'm trying to get defenses built up. But it is like a military operation to kill me, especially while I sleep. People can think I'm crazy or whatever. Targeted individuals know I'm not. And I'll just keep speaking until somebody listens to me. Y'all do. I hope I help y'all. I get good comments from y'all, saying that I am helping. This guy on the V2K, they call me retarded. We got to put this guy away, and he's retarded. And, F him, and just hate. They're so mad at me for murdering me and hurting my family. I don't even understand how that could possibly happen. How somebody could, murder somebody and torture them and then get mad at them. Out of the blue. I guess they have to act like that to carry the lie. But, I'm going to keep fighting it. I don't think I'm going to leave this house. I think I can get more information staying here. And I'm not scared of this guy. I've got defenses, so it's not that bad. But when I go to sleep, it is, because I'm in one position, and they can just train those military weapons. He's got his arsenal and the guy in the black car's arsenal. And pretty much they've got everybody in the neighborhood. They kind of go out at the same time with their vehicles and stuff, like you hear about gang stalking. Even my main organizer, he did it one morning. Went out at the same time, with one light on his car. I think what he's trying to do, he's trying to make it seem like he's just a gang stalker, and that it's all remote. Like, he wants to kind of push it away from him. But I know it's him, and I know he's in his house with ground weapons, and I've seen him in the window with the weapon. So, people can believe me or not believe me. It has no effect on what I have to do and what I have to say, and that I have to talk to people to fix this. People can hate me. I haven't done anything to anybody. People have murdered me in my house, and then they act like they hate me for some reason. It's just a horrible, horrible nightmare of a life. It is like Myron said, it's kind of a half-life, and he's kind of right about that. I'd like to come home on the weekend, and what I wanted to do was go to my mom's house and help her write grants, for cancer patients. And I'm so tired. Like, I was so tired all day. I just got to come home into this war. I mean, it is a fucking war zone with people with directed energy weapons pointed at me. And now, I've got, like, their offices in the back with their lights on. It's Friday night at, like, 8 o'clock, and there are 2 windows in the offices in the back. Their lights are never on, and they're on now. So it's like they may just be people staying there late, but I have to think, because of how these people are surrounding me and murdering me, that, there's a chance that they, got some of that office space or got somebody to kind of collaborate, because it seems like they're able to get a lot of people to follow along with this because they're authority figures. It seems like authority figures can say, hey, we're doing this guy's bad, and people are like, okay, we're on it. We can murder, all right. Scary. It's very scary. Very scary stuff, and it's a scary idea. I'm not scared of the people, because all they have is technology. I guess they do see me as a danger, though. This guy really wants to kill me, and I guess I don't know if it's because of information I'm putting out, or he just wants to finish the mission or his job or whatever. I have no idea. My situation's really big, though. I get vehicular stalking all day long, like at work, and I see about, when I wasn't talking, I only saw like 5 cops a day, but when I talked back to them, I started seeing about, like 30 to 40 again. So they are able to use the legal surveillance that they're taking of you in your house. They're able to edit it and bring it to people. So be careful about yelling at them, because they're going to say they're doing everything right and not. Even though they're torturing you in their house, it's all twisted and spun so that they're making themselves out to be good guys, keeping the peace. I look at all. I look there. I can just think of 3 shootings that have come out of gang stalking, and where were they? Like, where were they? They can send the policemen, like in the street when I go out of the neighborhood. They can get a policeman right there to caravan me and harass me. But where were the police during all these shootings? Because they don't want to be seen. They don't want this to be known. So they let people die. Like, they let innocent people die. Like, fuck them. Like, I'm so angry about that. They could have easily stopped this guy from going into a library and shooting people. They could have easily had a policeman there and said, this guy looks suspicious, And so, it's just, it is what it is still. I'm really just want to talk to the camera instead of talking to my attackers. And I definitely just want to make more videos. Just want to make as many videos as I can, while I can. And just, try and get out the best information I can. The remote neural monitoring series was really, really successful. So many people want to know about that because it's the most invasive mind rape, the most disgusting part of this. It's like taking your private life and just raping it all the time. These guys, they rape me and torture me at my job. And then they I guess give each other high fives and they say, we got him. So America's not the same anymore. I don't know how to consider America, because it's like these guys who sit around all day murdering Americans at their honest jobs and lying to other Americans to harass them. So now there's like evil Well, for me, it seems like it's everywhere. Other people don't see it. They live in, people who aren't being gang stalked, they live in a world where it's like everything's cool and just live a simple life. And they'd never admit that anything like this was going on because they don't have to. They don't want to. They want to live a simple life. They don't want to believe that people can be this evil. But I know it. I know this guy is that evil. I mean, he is that evil and more. The guy who's my organizer of this. And he keeps crossing lines. He keeps crossing the line and crossing the line and crossing the line and he has no line. He has no line that he won't cross. He doesn't think about it for a second. I believe he doesn't have a conscience. I believe he's just like, I'm going to kill this guy. I've got a target. And he just doesn't care. He doesn't have a second thought. He doesn't care that I'm an American. Just doesn't care, So, I mean, we got to be strong. Like, it really riled me up last night seeing that. Seeing Myron Mayes' videos. One of them was he was explaining gang stalking. And then he was saying goodbye to all of his friends and his families and stuff. And his family members and everything. And then, and then the last one was explaining it more. And he had planned to do it. He'd planned to do whatever he was, I guess going to that library. I don't agree with that. I strongly don't agree with it. So strongly that it's like, I almost don't want to support him and just be like, he's a wretch. And he became just like these men who, are torturing people and doing whatever they want to do and working outside the law. But I also, I see that he was desperate and he'd been tortured, and I guess I forgive him. I don't know, more than these gang stalkers who aren't desperate. They're just having fun torturing people, for no reason. I don't know, it's confusing. Like, I'm mad at him at the same time, but he was he spoke intelligently about it, his situation. It made me very sad. We've got to use this situation. We've got to use it, and try and tell people about it through that, because, he took his own life, or no, he got shot by police, and he wounded 3 people. So we got to use it because people were hurt from it. And I don't know. I mean, mine is really bad. I mean, pretty much everybody, like, they're just getting more and more people in the neighborhood. I saw a guy, he lives a couple of places down, a couple of houses down from me. He has an army shirt on. It's not my main stalker, but he was riding around the neighborhood in his bike, and I'm pretty sure he was going, like, to a bunch of houses, like, letting people know, or lying to them about me. So, I mean, there's a lot of people who, they're involved in this harassment and this murder. It's like a game to them. They're just we got him, yeah. I mean, all day long at work, they torture me, shoot ELF in my head, EHF, V2K, and I haven't responded to him. I'll put a video out where I do, and the next day I saw more cops because I did respond to him. But I had so much pent-up rage, from not responding and them just doing whatever they want. They don't care. You can talk to them or not talk to them, and they'll just rape your dead body. They'll just torture your body, and you can be talking, yelling, saying nothing. They don't care. They just want a body to mutilate and rape and electrocute and microwave. They don't really care, just as long as it's a warm body to traumatize and mutilate. There's some really fucked up people. There's some really fucked up, sick people, sick, twisted people. And on the weekend, for me, it's so much worse because it's also entertainment for them. I don't know what line of thought this comes from. Like, I don't know if they are Satan worshipers, if they are just really evil, if they just don't care about anything. I really don't know. I just, I think it's, when you decide to do this, Pepper, get out of there. when you decide to do this sort of thing, I don't really consider them Americans. When you decide to kill an American in their sleep and kill them at their job, I don't consider this guy an American. I mean, he can wear an army jacket, and I'm not insulting any kind of military. The military saves us, they protect us, but I am insulting this guy. Like, he's killing innocent Americans. He's lying to ex-military. He's lying to police. Anybody who's complicit in this and knows what's going on and knows that they've got an innocent victim trapped in their house, I don't respect at all, and I'll fight them tooth and nail until the very end. And I know how I'll sound, and that's great that people may think I'm crazy or whatever, or may think that you're crazy when you talk about it, but where do you go from there? You can't, okay, you think I'm crazy, so let me just stop and be murdered. No, that's not going to happen. So you got to just be like, okay, well, you have your opinion about it, and you don't want to, like, research it, and, you know, that's your thing. But still, it's still happening. There's still a reality that's happening. So we've got to deal with that reality no matter what people think. And we've got to help them to, you know, wake up. We definitely do. I'm very angry today. These guys are not stopping. If they do hit a snag, they just go get more weapons. This guy, you know, they have so many connections and weapons that they can get and put them in their house. So many people who will participate, which dumbfounds me. Like, I cannot believe, you know, how many people do participate, you know, in the harassment and the killing of Americans like this, of an individual American just trapped in their home. It's unbelievable, and it is a reality, and it is happening. So if you're not a target individual, you better wake up, or just, I don't know, go do your own thing, but know that it's coming to you. It's coming to everybody. So it's like we can all be like, oh, well, it only happens to some people if they do something wrong or whatever, and that's just not true. That's living in a fantasy land. It will come to everybody, because that's how this stuff happens. We've seen it before in our history. You know, if you study history, it always starts off with the most hated people or marginalized people, and then they move up to, you know, kind of normal people who may have messed up. Then they move up to people who haven't done anything wrong. Then they move up to just anybody who's convenient. And this has moved fast into the convenient zone. People that are just convenient. But I guess that's all for tonight. Kind of a 30-minute Friday night rant. I might start doing these Friday night rants to kind of get myself boosted up for the weekend, because the weekends are hard for me. You know, I may go to my parents' house this weekend and try and do some work, but it'll be very hard. Like, I'm looking straight ahead into these office buildings with their lights on, and I'm seeing flashes. Like somebody's taking pictures or flashing something in those office building windows. So now I have to think that maybe somebody's in there helping them out. I mean, it's been so long that I've been here, you know, 3 years in this house, that, you know, I'm sure they're capable of getting some office space. This guy is spending, I mean, just the remote neural monitoring equipment must be $50,000, maybe more than $50,000. But this guy is using all this really expensive equipment. I don't think he has to pay a cent for it, and I'm pretty sure he's making money for doing it, for killing me and screwing up my finances. And while I'm making $10 an hour, and, you know, scrambling to get anything to defend myself from a bunch of people with sophisticated military technology who are just kind of practicing, and they're going to murder me and kind of practice with me or whatever, or try and make me dangerous or look dangerous. It's so out of hand, and then it's out of hand more, and then it's out of hand more, and then it's out of hand more, and I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not building it up. I'm in my house. I'm working now. I want to help my family. I want to live in peace. I want to get away from these people. But I can't get out of this house, because if I pull my defenses from that side, this guy will stop my heart, you know. And I was watching Myron Mayes' video, and he was talking about, like, the remote neural monitoring can, affect body functions. And I've been having a lot of, like, heart palpitations for like a couple minutes, and I thought it was some kind of new like ELF weapon that just hit the heart and gave it heart palpitations, but I think they are actually doing that through microwaves, through the remote neural monitoring. But I kind of like doing it outside. These videos, I know it's dark, you can't see my face. I don't like that, but I like doing it outside because I'm not ashamed of it, and I know the truth, and everybody can think what they want. But at the end of the day, and after everybody thinks what they want, we've still got to deal with the reality of it, and that's just part of it. I also hate it because, when I am trying to explain it to my friend at work, they've been hitting me with ELF, torture me at night, torture me just endlessly. So I'm trying to explain it to him, and it's like, I'll forget words. I'm like, really, they use kind of the psychiatric, litmus test. I was like, saying stuff like that. So it's like I try and explain it intelligently, but they're also knocking in your head while you're trying to explain it intelligently. They're hitting your skull and your brain, your chest with microwaves while you're trying to talk to people intelligently and calmly. And that's the point of it. That's the point of the kind of torture like this, to make you look crazy. And they use kind of the psychiatric guidelines that they would use for a paranoid person or delusional person. There's just no way that this many thousands, tens of thousands of people around the world could have the exact same experiences, and it just be some kind of new form of schizophrenia. I'm not just telling you that because that's a theory. I know so for a fact. So, I just want to make that very clear. I'm a victim of it, even if, and Myron was crazy, I think. He was intelligent, he had a kind heart, but he was driven to desperation. He was driven to insanity, to doing something insane. And that's a fact, too, but when you listen to him, he's not talking crazy. He explains it very clearly, but he got to a point where it was just like, he felt like there was nowhere else to go. And he couldn't stick it out, and then he was so desperate that he became crazy. And yeah, I'm in there's two windows lit up in these offices, and it's just flashes coming from them. Flashes, flash, flash. So I'm gonna have to really fortify the back end where I sleep, as if nothing else, a deterrent. I guess it might be people taking pictures of each other in there or something like that. But that's definitely weird, because I've seen one window kind of lit up on late nights, and I thought it was somebody working late, but there's definitely two windows lit up in two different offices. This is all around me, and people are just participating in it. And I guess when a lot of people get involved in something, there's really no chance for me to even look innocent. It's like people are just going to kind of go with the flow, even if it means murdering people. I guess we learned that in Nazi Germany, in a lot of different historical contexts. We learned that people end up doing terrible things because they just want to be part of a group. It's horrifying. It's a horror story. And in one respect, and I hate to give this up to my main organizer, he's won in a lot of ways because he's traumatized a lot of people, and he's made them see things that they can't unsee. He's made people experience things that they can't unexperience. So these stalkers have won in a lot of ways by infecting our society with this thought that, people could murder somebody for no reason and just make up lies and put this idea into society like this, the way they have. And it's been done before. People have been lied about, gone to war against. It's happened a lot, with even our government. Especially our government. And so we have to fight with everything we have against whatever this is. Some people, I guess, would call this the New World Order, people killing each other in their homes. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's just rampant evil and thoughtlessness. I think it does come down from the top, and now it's kind of at a ground level. They've been practicing how much can we get away with for a long time, and they put the Patriot Act out. They can surveil people illegally without warrants. Police have surveillance equipment that they can surveil people, and they say it's for criminals. I understand that it is if they're chasing a criminal. Definitely to be able to use that and keep police safe is definitely great. But this is corruption, and this is crossing a line and killing innocent Americans, and that's a fact. And whatever these people say, whatever they want to make themselves out to be, they are wrong, because I have never done any violent crimes in my life. I love my family. I love America. I've never hurt anybody, and I've never hurt this guy's family. And he has sat there torturing me 24 hours a day for 3 years. For 3 years in this house. And they spend so much money on it. Taxpayer dollars, today I saw just the skies were just filled with chemtrails, filled with them, to where at the end of the day it was just a chemical sky. It was like there were no clouds, but it was just sheets of chemicals that were raining down on us. And people they're like, oh, that's just vapor or whatever. Like, even the people who are involved in this, massacring people in their houses and, all this evil stuff, they're like, oh, yeah, it's all just a trick and, blah, blah, blah. And they trick themselves and they're dying themselves from all this stuff. So, it's definitely gruesome. Yeah, I'm just seeing, flash after flash. Maybe that's a light bulb or something in those offices. I don't know. Definitely going to fortify the back, though. I mean, this guy's like, I'm getting him out of here, It keeps getting more and more serious. Like, his V2K keeps getting more and more deadly and serious because he's got that guy in the black car with all his shit in his house. So he's like, I'm getting him out of here. No question about it. He doesn't listen to anything his wife says. She's a good person, but he's abusing her and abusing his family. Having his kids around this, even if it doesn't hurt him now, it'll hurt him in the future, because they don't know what's going on. They may even internalize it and think it's their fault. He's really a bad guy, and he doesn't respect humanity. He doesn't respect human life at all, and it will come back to bite him in the ass if I don't do it. I'm going to try and bite him in the ass hard. I'm just going to go through the proper channels and do it. I'm not going to there's always so many more things, and I want that to be a main message from me. If you need to yell at these people in your house, that's fine. If you need to punch and kick a wall and call them Nazi motherfucking pig fuckers, and I'm sorry for the language, ladies especially, but if you need to do that, that's fine. Go there, whatever. If you need to I'm not going to talk about that, but don't go out and shoot people. Don't go out and shoot innocent people. Don't go out and shoot your neighbors. Don't go out and do that stuff, because it's not going to help you. It's not going to help this cause. They're going to sweep it under the rug. The mass media will spin it some other way, and it's not going to help. And you know what? I say that in Myron Mayes' situation, it may actually help our cause, but don't do it. He could have done it in another way that could have helped our cause just as much. And that's a fact. It's really awakened me to the fact that these people kill and they surveil us and they remote neural monitor us. But when it's like when he went and did that, they saw him doing that. They knew he was going to do that. They watched through his eyes probably while he did that, and they did nothing. They didn't get a cop out there. They probably had cops caravanning him throughout the whole harassment, and then when he went and did that, hands off. They can't get involved because that's like showing, that's revealing that they know something. But it's not. You could send a cop out there, the cop could say he looks suspicious, they could cover that up. So I don't know where the fuck they were and why they want this stuff to happen. It seems like they want violent stuff to happen. So the whole point is don't give them what they want. If they wanted what happened to Myron Mayes to happen. They wanted him to go shoot up a bunch of people so they could use it in whatever way that they want to use it. It's pure evil. I mean, it's pure evil. It's killing. It's torture. And we just gotta fight it with all of our might, with all of our heart. I pray to God to give me words, and I wish Myron, like, if you watch his videos, he's like, I'm sorry I don't have faith, you know. I do have faith, and I wish that I would have been able to talk to him. God, I wish I would have been able to talk to him, talk him out of that. I wish he would have put out a bunch of videos before he did it, so we could have gotten to him, and, you know, he could have helped us with the laws in this, because he's a lawyer. He could have done so much for our cause, so much more than what he did. It's unbelievable. Like, I totally disagree with it. I hope he's not condemned to hell. I hope that God has mercy on his soul. It's serious stuff. I don't want to talk about it. I hate talking about it, and that's why I'm very worked up just from seeing his videos last night. I'm so worked up about it because, like, when he started talking, I felt the connection, not because I'm going to go do anything stupid, but because he's intelligent. He speaks intelligently about it, and he's very logical. He seemed logical and level-headed, and he had a lot of love in his heart. And it's a waste of life. It's a waste of life, and what he did was stupid, and it was wrong. And I'll tell all y'all that. Do anything with that. Write a book instead of that. Call another target individual if you feel like you need to do something like that, and move and go stay with them. Come stay with me. If you feel like you need to do that, like you're in such a situation and they're hurting you and nobody listens to you, vulcanwolverine@gmail.com. I'll give you my number if you email me, and if you feel like you're going to do something stupid like that and you have nobody protecting you, then you can come live with me in my state. Like we'll go to the ends of the earth before you do something like that. And that's that. I want that to be my main message. Now, at the same time, he already did it. It's already done. The media spun it. They didn't really talk about it. But his videos are slowly coming out. His message is slowly coming out afterwards. So he did have some forethought. And it's horrifying. But we do have to use it. We have to use it because his life was lost and people were hurt. And we can't let that go to waste. And I know that's a lot like our enemies. They create stuff like that and don't let it go to waste. But when stuff really happens, we really can't. My chest hurts so bad right now. Like, it's not like they are hitting me in the chest so hard. Oh my God. It's incredible sometimes. Like, I mean, they make my heart palpitate to where I really do think I'm going to have a heart attack. And this guy has graduated through these 3 years. Like, I've never seen a murder or torture graduate. And he'll keep graduating. They're definitely coming in my house, because I can tell because they do small things, because they know that I take my quarters and I go fill up the tire that they keep letting air out of. And I had a bunch of quarters. I had like 8 quarters. I had enough quarters to like fill up my car. Like, I'm not dumb. I remember how many quarters I put there. I go inside. There's only 3 quarters, just enough not to get air in my tires. So they are going in my house. And if I don't know, if I catch one of them, I'm going to be coming home at random times, and if I catch one of them in my house, there's going to be fucking hell to pay. But I know for certain that they're coming in my house now. They are definitely coming in my house, and they're using the time that I'm at work to come in my house and play around with stuff. And that little thing, see, I just said that little thing that I noticed, and everybody else would be like, dude, you just don't remember that, or whatever. And that's the kind of stuff that they do. That's the kind of stuff that they work on. Yeah, I mean, I just heard my attacker on B2K. He's like, we're getting him out of here. It's done. It's over. Like, that's his big thing. He's like, it's over. I mean, he's in a big, serious murder mode now where he can do anything he wants to me. He doesn't think he's going to get caught. He's like this corrupt person who has like connections. Even though I haven't done anything and he's murdering me 24/7, he's like, it's done. That guy's gone. We're getting him out of here. Like, he's disgusting. Like, he's a disgusting, just un-American slime ball terrorist. Like right now, I mean, I hear him. He's like, it's done. It's done. That's his big thing. Like, now his big thing is it's over. It's over. Because he thinks if he just says stuff, that he'll make it happen. He's got to say stuff, and it'll happen. If he says it in the right way, then it's okay. Like, if he says it's all right to torture Americans in the right way, that it's okay. If he hides and he looks like he has a life, it's okay. Like, he thinks everything's okay as long as he says it's normal. And that's a philosophy of these people, that they just take their authority and their power and they're like, oh, well, it's okay to murder Americans because I'm being calm about it. That actually makes them cold-blooded psychopaths, more cold-blooded psychopaths than if they did have some passion in it. That's why if you show emotion or you show anger, they're going to be like, this guy's crazy. He's nuts. We got to take him out. Because they don't have emotions. Like, cold-blooded murderers do not have emotions. They pretend to have emotions, but they don't. They don't have them. They watch all the testimonies that I watch because they're surveilling me, of the women being hurt in their homes, of women being raped and poisoned, being given rape dreams. They know all that. This guy doesn't care. He doesn't care one bit. He doesn't think for an extra second about it. He's focused on his situation, his mission, and his target. And he doesn't care about this program and how he's building it up and hurting other Americans and hurting other people in our world. He does not care. He just doesn't have that in him. Not for a second has he ever stopped and thought about it. Like, oh, I'm killing this guy who's done nothing to me. Not for a second. Because he knows it won't look like that. He thinks he'll never get caught. So he's fine with it. And that's his guiding star, is that he won't get caught. And he can look like he just has a regular life and make me look crazy while he murders me. He doesn't care about the truth that he's really a slime bucket who's murdering somebody. He doesn't care about that. And a lot of these people don't care about that. I don't like knowing that there's people out there like this, but we got to wake up and realize it, that a lot of people have grown into not only cynicism, but consciencelessness and cold-bloodedness, towards their fellow man. In America, it's such a tragedy, and I guess these people think they're going to cover it up forever, which will never happen. I mean, it will come out. I don't know how many years, a year, many years, but it will come out. And people, like the people doing it, some people who are involved will take the fall for it, People higher up who came up with the program aren't going to take the fall. They're going to let these little guys who are doing it in neighborhoods, they're going to let them take the fall. But these guys, they think they're safe. They think they're safe forever. They think they're protected to murder Americans. And they're doing it. They're doing it while I'm at work. This guy, like, I'll be just delivering. I deliver stuff to patients. Like, it's kind of a medical job. And, like, I'm not a nurse. But it's an important job that, like, patients depend on me, and this guy tortures me while I'm doing it. And he knows that if I say that, I'll sound crazy, so that he thinks he won't get caught and it's safe. He doesn't care about the moral implications. He doesn't care about people could get hurt. He doesn't care about that. He cares about he can get away with it. That's it. That's all he cares about. And that's having no conscience. If you're doing something, it's like, I mean, I don't know what he wouldn't do. Like, and my question isn't whether he's evil or not. It's what's more evil than him. And I can't think of one thing. I can't think of one person that is more evil than this guy, torturing people 24/7. And they do this. There are Americans who torture other Americans 24 hours a day. And you better know it. Like, people who aren't target individuals, I know target individuals understand, but if you're not, you better go research your ass off. And you better open up your eyes, because it's coming to all of us. This kind of mentality is coming to all of us. This kind of mentality where they can do anything they want, and they can beat us down and murder us and hurt our families, is coming to all of us. So we better get ready. We better get ready for it. We better wake up. We better trust in God and trust in our hearts and start speaking out. I have changed so much through this to where at first I was very passive, and I was like, we got to trust in God and just be as peaceful as possible. And that's true too. Don't give that up. But we've got to take action. On these conference calls, there are people with experiments they want to set up to get evidence. There are some really smart ladies who are working on the idea of bumper stickers, which is great. We got to start thinking. If you have a good idea, try and get on these conference calls. I'm going to get the information up. I'm going to do it this weekend because I keep saying it. It's time. It's time. And it's not, I don't know, Myron said, it's not time to think about defending yourself or whatever. Do that too. Defend yourself in your home. Find as many things as you can to protect your body while we're working on this and work on this. Taking action, immediate outside action isn't the only thing. You do need to defend your body and your mind. So that's also important. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to wrap it up with a prayer. Please know that, I'm a little bit worked up. The whole Myron Mayes thing really confused me because there was more information on it than the other shooters who were gang stalkers, and he seemed like an intelligent person. I couldn't stop crying last night when I heard him talking, and then thinking about what he did. Do not do that. Do not do that. There are so many more things that you can do peacefully. Proactively protest this stuff. And if you need to yell at them, but do not go and shoot people unless they're in your house. If they come in your house and attack you, you have every right to shoot them and defend yourself as an American. We should have a right to defend ourselves because they're murdering us from their house. But the situation as it stands is it's not going to help us. It'll be whitewashed over. People will cover it up. The people complicit in it. So it's not going to help us. And that is what we've got to look at. We've got to look at what's going to help us, what's going to help us to stop this. And in Myron Mayes, he could have been so much more to this movement. He could have been so much more to target individuals everywhere than what he did. We've got to use what he did and try and get, news out and make people watch, what he said. But at the same time, he could have done so much more. He could have been so much more. He was a lawyer. He was a great guy. He had faith. He could have came into this movement and really inspired people and helped a lot more people than he would by doing this. But saying that, since it did happen, we've still got to use it. We've got to use everything we can and talk about it and talk about how tragic it is and talk about how, they're surveilling us and remote neural monitoring us and nobody was there to stop him from shooting those people. That is the biggest, anger I have. This guy, he thinks he's taking care of things and, he's keeping the peace, but where are these people when stuff like that happens? And obviously me saying this, people are like, well, that guy was just crazy. There was nobody doing this stuff to him. So it's all twisted and chaotic, and they twist it and they lie about it. Whatever. People can think whatever they want to about what we say. You can tell my anger. I get angry. I'm a human being, so I get angry, and I'm gonna pray about it. I want to be more peaceful, but they are nailing me in the chest. Nailing me in the chest. It hurts so bad. My eyes are starting to kind of close. But I come out here and it usually doesn't hurt. I usually don't get hit in the chest, but I get hit in the back of the neck or something. And I don't know if there are people in those office buildings, but it's such a convenient place to set up and just shoot the back of my house. It's just I can't leave this house because if I go anywhere else, they're going to remotely hit me and it's going to start up wherever I go. So here it is. And it's really ironic that when I moved into this house, my dad didn't know anything about this. And I thought I had gotten away from it because it started in an apartment unit really close to here. And he said, well, this is where you make your last stand. And he was just saying something offhanded that, it was this is, but it was so I looked at him and I was like, why would you say something like that? And he just said it, and he didn't even, like, my dad says stuff sometimes that he means something else. And so, but it was just so cryptic, and it's just so weird how I didn't even know it had moved here until 3 months. But he's right. He was right when he said it. This is where I make my last stand. This is where I learn as much as I can about this, and I withstand the torture as much as I can. I may die in this house. I may get brought out in a body bag. That's fine, because I've made these videos. I've told my parents. I've told as many people as I can. And if I die in this house from weird, mysterious reasons, that is okay. That's okay. That will lend to our cause. And I didn't do anything that hurt other people. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I don't care about my life in the way that I'm not going to kill myself or anything. But this is so evil, and there are so many American women, children, men being tortured in their homes by people who think they can do anything, and it's happening all around the world. There are tens of thousands, maybe even 100,000, maybe hundreds of thousands of people who are being targeted in this world, and they haven't done anything wrong, and they're being murdered viciously forever for their lives. 18 years, 30 years, 25 years, me 6 years. I mean, this guy, this is his job, to torture me all day long. It's gone too far. People have gone too far. I don't care about the technology. Like, we can use it for good things. I don't care. Like, if somebody gave me a technology and said, go kill your neighbor, I'd be like, why do you want me to do that? Because this is cool technology. No. They're being controlled by this technology. They're being dumb. And they're giving their own people away. They're betraying their own people. I don't care what this guy thinks he's doing. He's wrong. He's wrong, and he's a murderer, and he's a terrorist, and he's a traitor. And he's committing treason, no matter how much he thinks he's being backed up by people who think they love this country, in quotation marks, because I love this country, and I'm a peaceful person. And he's murdering me in my home, so I'll fight for my country. He's not fighting for his country. He's not fighting for people who are dying in their homes and being murdered, for women with kids who are being remotely hit with microwaves, treating us all like we're crazy after we get tortured, people spitting at us and hating us and stalking us after we get pounded by microwaves in our head and our chest every night. Not American. Not American. Not American. I definitively say, with everything, every ounce of soul and heart in my body, not American. Not American. Alright, guys, I'm sorry about the anger. I'm going to end it with a prayer. They're just hitting me in the chest with so much. It's like such powerful energy. It's like such powerful microwaves that it's actually making me feel light, like my whole body feel light. It really hurts. Okay, I'm definitely going to say a prayer, and I'm agitated about Myron. Yeah, they've got military grade, like, kill people weapons, and they'll, I'm scared to go to sleep tonight, really, because that's when they do their work. When you're sleeping, that's when they go to work mutilating and torturing. This guy doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, put him away, whatever. He doesn't care about anything. Dear Lord, in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, calm me down for a second, Lord. Just calm me down no matter what's happening to my body. Calm me down. Dear Lord, please help all targeted individuals. Please help us to look at the cases of these shooters who were desperate and did crazy things, and to do better, to think better of it, and to do better things that'll work better, because there are so many things out there that work way better than that. Please help us to gather together. Please free us from this. Please help us. I'm in desperation. I'm being tortured at work, and I fear that I can't keep my job. I fear for my life, that I will be killed in my sleep, and then hate it afterwards. Please, God, just give me, the words that you want me to say, even when I'm angry. Give every targeted individual out there peace and hope, and not anger and despair. Even through this, give them peace that surpasses all understanding. Help us to forgive ourselves when we do get angry, when we do scream. Help us to get the information out, and so that people, it will touch their hearts and they'll know it's true because of the tone of our voice and the truth on our lips, and in your spirit of kindness and peace for all Americans and all people all over the world. Help other people to feel this and to know that we speak the truth. Please give us your blessing in our crusade in this to save as many lives as we can and stop this evil program of rape and mind rape, torture, lying and murder. God, just please connect every one of us, every target individual and those who aren't targeted with positive energy. Help us to keep going. Help us to think of better ways to defend ourselves physically, and to prevent these people from getting around us and hurting us. Please, in your name, we beg for your mercy. We beg for a path. Please part the waters for us so we can escape. Please free your people. Please free your people. We ask in Jesus' name. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I'm going to keep saying prayers every night, for all y'all, and just sending out my love and all the faith that I have. I'm going to try and calm down tonight. It sucks because I come home and I know this is going to be all weekend, and I know I can't just go hang out with friends. And I usually go to my parents' house, but since this black car guy has come in, he's combined arsenals. And what this stuff does is it builds because it's a frequency, and it creates fields, and it creates, they shoot ELF and they build it up. So I don't even go see my parents in the afternoon anymore. I don't go over there and have dinner with them. It's isolated me because it's such horrible torture. Barely able to wake up for work. It takes me an hour to wake up for work, but I know God has a purpose in this. And I wish Myron would have talked to more people, and I wish he would have talked to me, because I feel like he was a man of faith, and I was too, and I know I could have talked him out of it. But what happened has happened. And we've got to have faith and pray for Myron, pray for these people who were so desperate they did crazy things, pray for the people they hurt, pray for the gang stalkers, just pray for the situation, for every angle of it, that God's light can come down and give us a pathway to stop this. It'll destroy everything that humans hold dear if these people are allowed to do this and keep doing this. I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video. I know this was not a very happy, hopeful video. There were a lot of things going on because I watched that last night, and it hit me hard. But I hope it's helped in some way. The remote neural monitoring videos were so successful. I would suggest if anybody has experiences, I'll do that, with anything, remote neural monitoring, ELF, street theater, anything. If you want to write an article like Jeff did, because Jeff wrote a great article, and I just read it, that's all I had to do, and then, I spoke about it myself, and it really, it struck a nerve with you guys. Y'all really, listened to his words, and it helped y'all. If you do, if you because Jeff didn't want to make a video. He was like, I can write, but I don't want to make a video. So he's like, can you read this? Definitely. If you have something like that, I will do it. I want to make videos, and if y'all want to write articles, I can read them and give you credit. I just want to put out as much information as I can. If you can make videos, make videos. The time is right to strike with information, and we just got to do it, no matter what's happening in our lives, because it's I go to work and I try and live this other life, but they are killing me. My body is dying from this radiation, this microwave radiation. they've got very, very powerful, military stuff. Like now, I'm starting to see like every night there's like small aircraft flying over back and forth. Lights now I see lights in the back office. They've gone off. Like, I want to go see. Like what these people do sometimes, they'll cover up a window and they'll be inside because they don't have to see out of the window. I think those guys are gone. That's probably just somebody in their office. But I'm starting to see a lot of small aircraft above my house, like every night. I walked out today to leave work, and there was a helicopter flying by. So my stalking, this guy who's organizing it, he has a lot of corrupt power behind him, or he's lying to good people with power, and they really do think that I'm a danger, that I'm like a terrorist or something. This is so dangerous for our country. It is evil to the core, to the very core of it. It is so evil. So we've got to keep fighting and keep praying and keep surviving and telling people. And it doesn't matter if they don't believe you. Like, I'm good with rejection because I'm still that guy's friend. I mean, he's still my friend. I understand that he doesn't believe it. He may not want to believe it. He may just not believe it. Whatever, he's still my friend. But after we talk, it's like he has his opinion about it. And he definitely thinks it's a fact that it's not happening, but, it is. So you got to go with that. You can't let people deter you just because they haven't experienced it. So let's get it done, guys. I mean, let's get information out, and let's not be intimidated. Let's not be cowed by pain. It's just pain. This is just technology that puts you in pain. They're not doing anything magical, and we'll definitely come up with new technologies to protect ourselves. I already have a bunch of stuff that really buffers it. And I can get more. There are a lot of people around me who are just like, get him out here, go ahead and kill him. Saying it like that, like on the V2K, like, go ahead and kill him. This guy doesn't even, he didn't know me when he started torturing me, but he's built it up so long, and I've said, things to him because he's been murdering me, and that's what these people do. They have no reason to attack you, but they make a reason. They attack you, and then they make a little cycle happen. So you kind of yell back at them, and they're like, yeah, this guy's crazy, and that's what they do. That's what people without morals or conscience do. He's not fighting a just war. He's not looking for justice. He's looking to kind of, make a name for himself or enjoy himself with murder. I don't know. I really don't know his intentions or if he's just trying to make money. I really couldn't tell you. Right now, though, I am going to go inside. They're hitting me heavy in the chest to where my head feels real light, and it really hurts. So I'm going to kind of go on inside and try and shelter myself as much as I can through the night. It's a Friday night, and I'm like a young guy. I see a lot of people in the neighborhood who aren't involved, and, they're just hanging in for the night, probably watching a movie and having a couple beers, and I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I've never been a jealous person, but anybody with a regular life, I'm so jealous of, because I'm going to have to go in there and shelter myself and hope that I don't die during the night. It sucks. These guys could give a crap. They're like watching me make this video and saying like I could die during the night, and they're like, fuck this guy, and I haven't done anything to them. Like, they've just murdered me. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Might keep the video running just so I can talk to y'all, and it hasn't run out yet. So come on, Pepper. Pepper's doing pretty good. Got her some new salmon dog food. Salmon. I don't know how you pronounce that. I think it's going to be good. I was looking at, because they didn't have a regular beef flavored, and then I saw something for healthy weight, and my friend's been calling my dog fat. And I don't think she's fat. I'm not going to give her healthy weight. I didn't want to go there with her, but all right, guys, and just try and listen to music, try and feed your soul. They really hit me hard in the chest so bad. I have so many, I have plugs in every wall. I have these plates on this side. They may have moved something remote over to the Hispanic guy's side. But if I move a plate over there, then I run the risk of this side, being more powerful. I think this guy, my main organizer, he wants control so bad, so I've kind of figured out that he keeps all that stuff in his house. He lets them have ground weapons and stuff, but he keeps the main, the really expensive weaponry, remote neural monitoring, the remote ELF and EHF stuff, those stations over at his house. And he just brings more in. He just gets more in there. I think he's just going for overkill, shoving as many frequencies. I'm gonna go to a doctor. I think I'm just gonna go to an urgent care soon, maybe this week, and just say I'm in pain all over my body, and I need to see probably an oncologist and get checked out for cancer. Check my blood. I think all of us should do preliminary testing of our blood for cancer. But I'm definitely going to do that this week. There's a lot of things I need to do about this stuff. My final things, because this guy has military weaponry, he has military people helping him to kill me in my home. It is a military killing on American soil of an innocent American. I'm an innocent American. Because I'm getting information out, they want to, stifle me and just assassinate me. I guess it is pretty scary. It is pretty scary. It's a big, serious thing. And people will just be like, "You're crazy." Like I just heard them, on the V2K, "You're crazy, bruh." But they're, totally doing it. So how am I crazy? It doesn't even make sense. It's because nobody can see them doing it, they don't even think it exists because they're so stupid, or I don't understand it, or they just think I'm crazy because I don't even understand it. I have it's so crazy. I just want to live my life away from them and not have anything to do with them. I've never done anything to them, and they're murdering me and just putting their tentacles into my life and keeping them there. And they see my family not believe me. They see it hurting my family, and my mom getting mad, my dad not listening to me. They see it destroy all this stuff, and they don't care. They don't care one iota. They don't think about it at all. And if you have a conscience and you do that, wouldn't you be rolling over in bed at night I'm killing people and destroying these families who love each other, and they're not able to see each other? He can't have a conscience. There's just no way he could have a conscience. There's no way. There's no way the guy could have a conscience and murder some stranger and destroy his family and be like, "I'm just going to go ahead and do this." There's just no way. There's no basis for that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop this. Live long and prosper. Send me an email, especially if you... I'm just telling you, just send me an email if you feel like you're at the end of your rope and you don't have anywhere to go. I will send you my number. We can talk. Anything but doing something desperate and stupid. I understand how you could be desperate. I understand that, but there's always something to do. There's always some positive route to go by. There's always more defense. There's always getting information out. We don't have a lot of time. I feel like I don't have a lot of time because this guy has got an amazingly powerful military arsenal of directed energy weapons. I wish people who didn't believe me could feel how much it hurts, how much the torture hurts, because there's no way you could ever imagine something like this. Unfortunately, we do live in a society where psychiatry is kind of your mind can really do anything. So if your hand caught on fire, it's oh, that's schizophrenia, and your hand's on fire, it's gone pretty far, where it's oh, does that chair really exist? Oh, I just cut off your hand, but that's just in your mind because I say so, So we've gone pretty far into that. which is why these people get away with it. And they use that. I mean, they use psychiatry standards of delusion and schizophrenia, and that's why we look that way, because they're using that, and they're using the law that they can hide in their house, and you can't go attack somebody in their house, and they're in their house. They're just illegally surveilling you and shooting through your walls, and murdering you, but they're doing it in the illegal way, which is not true, because killing anybody, no matter how you do it, is illegal. It's just they don't get caught. But alright, guys, I love y'all. Stay strong. You guys who put out videos, like, I watch them all the time, and I get so much strength from everybody who gives testimonies. I subscribe to you, and I put you on my channel, so that's why I'm trying to find everybody who's doing testimonies, put them on my channel, so we can all, and I think we should all do that. When you see somebody doing testimony and you make videos, you have a channel, subscribe to them, so it's all collected on our channels, because I do think there's some YouTube kind of fooling around where they kind of split up our videos, and they're splitting up the information. When you put in target individual or organized gang stalking, I think they kind of spread it out, so it's hard to find videos. So if you do make videos and have a YouTube channel, definitely subscribe to other testimonies, so we can start gathering this information, in these kind of torrents, these channels. Alright, guys, I love y'all. Just stay peaceful. Keep up hope. I don't know if you can stomach it. Watch Myron's videos. I subscribe to the channel. I think it's the last channel I subscribe to on my channel. He seems like a very good guy, which is the tragic aspect of it. It raises a lot of questions. It really is just so tragic, and we just can't let that stuff happen. We can't let that stuff happen. We have to stop this. We have to stop it. We don't have a choice, because we're dying in our homes. And some people have been going through this a lot longer than me. I pray for them. Y'all pray for me. I'll pray for you. Let's send out all the love and energy we can, and start doing some concrete things. While I was out there, I was outside, and they were hitting me in the chest harder than when I'm in here, and usually it's the opposite. Usually I go out there. I think there's somebody in those offices back there. They were just nailing me in the chest. I was just sitting at that table, and they were just nailing me in the chest from those windows. This is coming straight at my chest. We've got so many people participating in this, so many policemen that I see during the day, and I didn't do anything to anybody. I didn't do anything to anybody. Like, I'm an innocent person. And I see this Myron, I see the Myron Mayes thing, and they didn't even, they see everything that you do when they're targeting you. They can send somebody on the same street that you are to caravan you. Why didn't they send somebody there? That makes me think they wanted it to happen, that they let that kind of stuff happen. So many questions about that. And confusion, just sadness. But do not lose hope, and do not lose faith. Can't let his loss go to waste. I don't know how else to say it. I love you guys. I love America. We've got to fight, no matter how they're making us look, no matter how these people are killing us. I guess we just have no choice, So God bless you all. Let's do it. Let's just do it. We can. We will. We can. I got a book by Joel Osteen. We will. We can, we will. We can, we will. We can, we will. God will part these waters. God will part these waters. I believe it. I believe He will. God will part these waters. I believe He will. Like, God, I just believe He's guiding me through this no matter what happens to my body. My spirit is strong. And, I hope He speaks through me to y'all. and through y'all to me, y'all's comments keep me so afloat, and I feel inspiration. I feel God's hand hold mine when y'all give me comments saying like, you really helped me, and like, this is what I'm experiencing, and look at this information. And like, I feel like, cause sometimes I come in and I'm like, oh my God, I just went through work, and it's even worse than if I was just staying home all the time in my enclosure, because they're hurting me so bad, while I'm at work. They're using that time to come into my house and do worse things, and I'm so tired. And then I see like a comment that it's like, hey, I'm so glad that these videos helped me, and this has been a good one, and the conference calls where everybody's getting together, and it brings me back, because I'm so tired. I mean, this has been so many years of just straight murder and torture and just lying and poison, and my animal being abused by it all, and just people, I guess, hating me because of lies that these gang stalkers have told them. Is so exhausting, spiritually and physically, and mentally. But y'all really do. Y'all raise me up, and that's God. God works through us. So let's let Him work through us. Let's let Him work through all of us targeted individuals. Whatever faith you have, you use your spirituality and grow stronger. Don't give up. Defend your body so that you can feel more faithful and more strong. I guess that's it, guys. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I'm going to put out all my videos. There's one video, my last video, where I was kind of like, well, I just told them off, I mean, they're murderers, so you can tell them off and make sense, and they'll be like, all right, well, that's what you say. Well, we'll communicate with you too. Boop, or I guess it doesn't make any sounds. It just kind of irradiates your body. So like, oh, you think you're smart? You think you're being funny? You think that I'm a bad guy? I'll murder the shit out of you. So I mean, I guess just be careful. It is a lot safer not to talk to him if you can find another outlet. But I'm going to put out the video where it did make me feel better to yell at this guy. And they'll just, I mean, these people, no matter what happens and what I say, and if I help people, or they know that women are actually being raped in their homes and Americans being killed, they'll sit here until the very end. Most of these people, they'll be like, this guy's insane, he's going, it's over. I mean, just crazy. It's crazy stuff, because, they know I don't see them. They know that they're not being seen by the outside, and they can make it look a certain way. So, till the very end, they'll be like, this guy's a psychopath, blah, blah, and then they'll, all right, turn the torture weapons up. It's really crazy. Like, I just didn't know this exists. I mean, I knew murder existed. Like, I knew murderers existed, but we put them away. I didn't know that, like, so much support could be garnered for, like, torturing somebody in their sleep and mutilating people, like, beyond, like, crossing a line. I mean, this is crossing a line for mutilation and murder. It's like crossing that line, and that murder and mutilation crosses, way over the line of any kind of, acceptable human behavior, and this crosses like a line, and it keeps crossing it. But I love you guys. Don't ever give up hope. Don't ever give up hope. I won't either. Do have faith. I don't know. Watch Myron's videos. They confuse the fuck out of me. They just confuse me. But don't ever do something like that. And if you feel like you're gonna do that, send me an email. Like, I'm gonna check my emails. If you're like, I have to, do something crazy, get on the phone with me. There's a 1-800 number I'm gonna put out that there are these ladies who are on the conference call who it's like a crisis line for target individuals. Call those, talk to somebody, drive out of the state you're in, do anything else but that. That is not a good plan, and he could have done so much more. That's total proof. He was such a smart mind. He had a good heart. What he did was in desperation. It was crazy. But if he would have stuck around, and talked to us, and we could have planned stuff. He could have done so much more, and this didn't put information out into the mass media about us, so it didn't really work. But we've got to try and use it as much as we can in the targeted individual community for people who don't know about it, to know that he was a targeted individual and to know that this did happen and nobody stopped it. And these people do watch us and they do know what we're doing, and why didn't they stop it? And ask those questions and put it out there. So we've got to use it now. It happened. But do not ever do that. You can do things that are so much better. I understand the desperation. There's always a way. Go, even if you can't do anything else and you're sleeping on your bed being attacked, just go get some 75 foot, aluminum foil, and just put it over you so you can get a little bit of sleep and a little bit of relief. Just roll it over you, and get it situated. I mean, if you're that desperate, because it does work. These defenses do work. I've tried them. They do work. So anybody tells you that they don't work at all, they are lying. And, they're lying. They're just lying, because they do work. They work on everybody because it's a material that you cover your body with. It's not like it's something that, is specific to your body type or anything. This is a specific material. It's a specific energy coming towards that material, and it has nothing to do with somebody's personal, personal genetics or how they're made up or their sensitivities. It works. It blocks it. Alright, guys. I love y'all. God bless you. Please, God, help us all. Help us all. Help America. Help the world. We are in violent times. We are in violent, dark, scary times. But there's hope. There's always hope, and there's always laughter and joy. Help us to remember that. Help me to remember that. Tonight's video was pretty frantic, and they hit me in the chest so bad. It's like my whole body started to feel light, except my chest burning in my chest. Oh my God. Alright. Alright, guys. Peace out, and I'll see you on the next one. Alright?